Hello, good morning everybody. Good morning here from Arizona. I hope that the thread is coming through. I keep getting messages that I'm trying to reconnect. Weird, wild, all right. Normally the Wi-Fi is great. So, here I am from the backyard, and as we wait for people to hop on the feed here, I'm gonna turn this guy around. A little bit of the pool and my view here today. Okay, yep, check it out. Yeah, there's the palm tree, I know, right? We're very, very happy going to get not unofficially quarantined, and have to stay at home. Then this is a real good place to be. Hey Connie, how are you? And I just want to show you all here. This video is not about plants, by the way. It's called Straight Talk with Tomás for a reason, several reasons in fact, but that is a pygmy date palm that we've just planted. And you can make out some of the vegetation. We've been to a nursery here, and above us, yes, blue sky. So we're very, very fortunate that this is the backyard, and I'm actually going to turn this guy around. Okay, so straight talk. All right, we need it, and here's what I'm talking about here. Now that I've got your attention. Yeah, this was Cindy's idea. Straight Talk with Tomás. We were talking yesterday, and she said, why don't you do a live and call it Straight Talk? Because people need it, and we all need it, because let's face it, we're overwhelmed with all kinds of stress and strain and negativity, and many of us are now stuck at home with people that we're not always with 24/7. And maybe that's your spouse and your kids, maybe it's other people, family members or friends that are with you right now, and there y'all are, quarantined, right? There's all kinds of different stress and strain on us right now, and it's really, really important that we do some of the inner work, okay? So this is something that I want to give some straight talk about, because I see way too much buying into fear. I think that it's perfectly acceptable, and in fact, it's our responsibility to consume some media during this time from a reliable source. We need to know what's going on, right? That is important. It's important that we stay informed, but I see way too many people just going to town on the negativity, and they've got certain cable news networks on, you know which ones they are, on both sides of the aisle, I might add, constant steady stream of non-stop fear, fear-mongering, fear, and if you watch it 24/7, you're gonna be afraid. Hey Sarah, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. I see way too much of that. Now, at the same time, I see people that are really busy stepping up, and I applaud that, and I want to encourage everybody that has made adjustments to try to spread some light and some love and do their part to continue doing this once all of this is over. Because I have to tell you, the work that many of us do was equally relevant before the pandemic. It's relevant during. Hey Joy, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. And it's gonna be relevant after. Al, hey, how are you, man? Awesome, thanks for joining me, guys. It's gonna be relevant for all time. And this is straight talk because I see too many people buying into fear, so I want you to stop it, okay? For your own sake, I want you to stop it. For the sake of everyone that's in the house with you, I want you to stop it. And for the entire world, I want you to stop the fear. And you know what you have to do. If it's turning off the television set, turn it off, okay? I know most of you have a television set where you can, if you so choose, and many of you are choosing, to tune into a steady barrage of negativity and just boom, 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 boom. Actually, Cindy and I don't have a television. We have enough news and get all of the information that we need from our cell phones, from the internet, really. So if you're falling prey to that, just get as much information as you can and get off, because you owe it to yourself. You do, and I insist almost used a word that I would never use on the air, but it starts with an F. I insist, okay, that you do that and you step up for yourself. It is absolutely mandatory, 100% required that you do so. Hey, Mary, how are you? And who am I to tell you that? Well, who am I not? You need to tell yourself that. Everybody needs to step up for themselves. Way too much buying into fear here. This is not going to last forever, okay? It's kind of what we're dealing with right now, but there's way too much fear going on. And what makes me so energized about it and makes me want to insist that you do something about it in your own life. I want to say this because you owe it to yourself. Okay. Everybody in the world needs you to be at your best, 100% best at all times. Now that could be really crappy today because you might really be feeling stressed out or sluggish. I don't know. Maybe you need to go for a walk, go for a run outside if you can, right? Maybe get creative with your exercise routine. There's all kinds of things that might be going on. And yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. Show up at your best. And there's certain ways that you can create some space for yourself, okay? And this is not sexy stuff, by the way, but how you show up, actually it is sexy. I say here, okay? However, it's gonna take work that I know a lot of you put off because I did it for years. I mean, everybody does it because creating space for yourself isn't such a wonderful concept when everything's normal and you're running around because it takes getting out of your habitual patterns. Which, by the way, is what all spiritual growth is about. It's about repatterning. So what better time than right now when you're stuck in close quarters with people to create some space for yourself? Yeah, and I'm going to read a couple of the comments here before I talk about ways that you can do this because they're very straightforward, and believe me, you can do it. Joy writes, I haven't had a TV in years, and I'm a peace-filled, loving soul offering light as I'm able. Yes, I love it. Yes, the world needs more of that. So Joy, absolutely, thank you. Please keep that up. And Mary, thank you, Mary. That's really nice of you. Thank you for tuning in. And yes, hugs from a distance. That goes for all of you, okay? This is straight talk, but we need it, and I feel that it's my job and my duty, my calling, to show up and give some straight talk. It's really needed. So let me go back to how you can create some space for yourself. Now, what I mean by that is not create physical space, not create 2 meters distance between you and your spouse. For example, not to create 2 meters distance between you and the kids. Yeah, you can all go into the room and to a different room, different part of the house, shut the door, all of that. Okay, I get that, right? Of course that's true. But when I say create space, what I mean is within you. It's internal. What I mean by space is not external. All right, that's restricted right now. We have shelter-in-place orders. We have quarantines. And even if you don't have something specific like that where you live, it's responsible to stay at home as much as you possibly can. It's a matter of social responsibility. So we're all in one space. Margarita, how are you? Thanks for joining me. I really think this is very important work. And I've been a meditator almost all my life. I've been a meditation instructor for a couple of years here. And when I say create space, I mean mental space and emotional space. Something that I always tell people is that a successful meditation can be as short as one breath. Straight up. You have time for the next breath. See? I'm going to prove that I'm right because you just took it. And if you're holding your breath, stop holding your breath because you'll pass out. Right? It can be a breath. Just focus your attention on that. And then pay attention to whether you feel more relaxed or not. And if you're not sure, then take the next breath. Don't forget to breathe. Does this sound simple? It's something that everybody can do. You do not have to move away to the Himalayas and become a monk, shave your head, take up robes, to be highly successful in meditating and creating space for yourself. Now, if it's not sitting meditation, seated meditation, that was the word I was looking for. If it's not that, maybe it's yoga, it's exercise, it's a walk in the fresh air, okay? These are actually all forms of creating space for yourself, because you need to create that space to develop spiritually. And right now, you need that space not only to develop spiritually, but also to function. Because everybody's going to get stressed. Everybody gets stressed every day. This is directly relevant to everybody that is at home, all right, that is feeling stuck. How do you feel unstuck? You create some space for yourself. And a little bit at a time. I mean, people think in today's world, it's unfortunate, but it's understandable. Everybody thinks that, well, gosh, we have to have it all in 15 seconds or less. You know, in the time it takes to send a tweet, we got to be fully enlightened. Oh my God. Right, no wonder that's got to be daunting. In fact, it's not possible. So everybody has a responsibility to do what you can, and you just do it right now. Here's the thing about all of this, all of these things, they're directly available right now. And I see way too many people buying into fear. This is not the time for panic. It is never the time for panic. Yes, this situation is very serious. And I venture to say that we're collectively taking it seriously. But panic, you don't need that. Dean, how are you? Thanks for joining me. You don't need that. And I see way too many people that are taking the slack road. I will say that. Panicking is giving into fear is just, it's the path of absolute least resistance, and it doesn't help anybody. It's not serving you, I'll tell you that right now, and it's not serving you, it's not serving anyone else. So what I really need, and I insist that you do, is to take whatever steps that you can take right now to get out of that and move yourself away from that, even if it's one breath at a time. Physically, it oxygenates your brain. When your brain has oxygen, you can think better. When you create space for yourself, what that does for you is it opens up for you, and this is very important, space to make different decisions. That is what I mean. In that space where you can make different decisions, you can choose, you can decide differently. You can say, okay, I'm not going to react this way. Whereas if you hadn't created space for yourself, we run off, we get triggered, somebody says something that pisses us off, and we habitually just jump out there, and we could jump down someone's throat, figuratively, so to speak, rip their head off, figuratively again, right? And be angry and frustrated, and that's going to come up. But you can minimize that, and you can lessen the extent and duration of your anger by some of these practices. Hey, Christina, how are you? Mary, thank you so much. It's my pleasure to serve. I'm glad to be here. So, let me leave you with this. If you need help with any of this, and willing to help you. Right? I am ready and willing to help you If you need some help with any of this, I want you to reach out. Okay? It's if you need suggestions. If you need suggestions for books, podcasts, meditations. Hey, Sheila, let me know. All right? I'm willing to help. I'm ready. And frankly, this is the work that I do. It was the work that I did before all of this hit. And it's going to be the work after. And we're seeing right now, live, collectively, globally, we're seeing exactly how relevant it is. And that people like me that talk about meditation and they talk about the things that people don't think are fun necessarily, maybe we knew what we were talking about. Could be, right? We did, and we do right now, okay? I'm not the only one. There are many people out there and many resources, so I encourage you to get online and rather than read a news feed, a news scroll, look for something that's going to help you because there are people out there that are ready to help you. Okay? That's going to be my straight talk for today. And I will be back, of course, live and just in posts in general with more information about my podcast, about my services as an energy healer, which is really important during this time because I can help clear some really, really deep-seated emotional blockages. I mean, I'll clear a blockage for you. The rest is up to you. I'll be back with all kinds of information, so I really, really want you to stay tuned. But more than anything else, hey, Maribel, how are you? More than anything, guys, pay attention to your self-care and create that space for yourself. Okay, that's my straight talk. Sounds like a series, doesn't it? It was Cindy's idea, and I love it. So we'll be back with more lives. Thank you for tuning in, and I'm really happy that this has been of value to many of you. And I really, really appreciate your tuning in. And what I would appreciate even more is if you hear this, if you see this, and this speaks to you in any way, I would appreciate you putting it to practice in your own life. Everybody else around you will appreciate that. Your family will appreciate it. Your spouse will appreciate it. Your kids. Chris, how are you, man? Thanks for tuning in. Everybody's going to appreciate it, okay? You've got to step up for yourself. This is very much, hey Penny, how are you? Ashley, hi, how are you? It's very much a journey of self-love, and yes, we're all being challenged in different ways. Collectively, we're being challenged big time, okay? There's a lot that you can do, but I need you to decide that you're worth it, that everybody else around you is worth it, and I need you to stop playing small. I need you to stop being afraid, and I need you to start taking some of these steps because they're easy to take. You just have to make a decision to do it. And as always, guys, straight talk, but let me know how I can help, okay? Because I'm here to help. All right, everybody have a great, great day. I thank you so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you later.